Just received an update.
It's the Think High crew, yeah.
Just received an update.
Yeah, it's the Think High crew, what up?
Just received
Yeah,
an update.
it's the Think High crew, you know.
Just received an update.
It's the Think High crew, what up? It's the Think High crew, yeah. It's the Think High crew, yeah.
Just received an update.
It's the Think High crew, yeah.
Just received an update.
Yeah, it's the Think High crew, what up?
Just received
Yeah,
an update.
it's the Think High crew, you know.
Just received an update.
It's the Think High crew, what up? It's the Think High crew, yeah. It's the Think High crew, yeah. What the fuck? Wednesday. What's up? Grand Rising. I don't hear none of y'all. Where y'all at?
I'm here. What's up?
What up, Mega? No, where you at, brother? Oh, mic check. No. Did you walk out the room again?
Man, this shit is really like that. I swear, I literally just got up, walked out in the kitchen, and came back while the song was playing, and now nobody can hear me on the mic. That is fucking bizarre. I don't know what that is, but that shit is fucking bizarre.
That's your energy, bro.
Bizarre. That makes no sense. I even unplugged the mic from the Mac. That makes no sense.
But it is an echo when I speak. Do you have your speakers up or something?
We're gonna get this thing going today.
That's because he's called in on Notepad and the Notepad crew, so he has both things called in.
Are you able?
Hold on one
Yeah,
second. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. There we
Okay, I
go.
plugged my headphones in. 1 second. Let me.
There we go. That's better. I'm not getting the echo from me speaking now. Yep, we in there. Yep, that's all you gotta do is use headphones when you on that one. But now you muted yourself. What the fuck Wednesday? What the fuck? One second, guys. We're also waiting for B Universo to come in the room.
All right, my bad, man. So
You good?
we ain't waiting on nobody. How about that?
Well, no, I'm just saying. Now I got to echo again. It's all good.
I don't know. I'm about sick and tired of this motherfucking bullshit, to be honest with you, because I can't walk out of the room, bro. It's just all right. Let's start this thing over, man. Let's just start this motherfucker all the way over.
We can do
There
that.
ain't nobody even in here anyway.
Just mute the
You know.
Nova. Just mute Nova.
Yeah. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You have two call-ins on live. You have the Think High crew and Nova. That's why it's
Right.
echoing.
Well, it's because the Think High crew don't let him speak when he walks out of the room and comes
Oh,
back. There's like a malfunction, and then so he'll call in with the Nova one so he can
okay.
be able to speak. But yeah, I was just hearing the echo, but now I'm not. You must have put your headphones in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's just that when you don't have the headphones in, I can hear it echo through the speakerphone.
That's weird
But yeah,
because, I mean, I don't know. That's odd. But anyway, we're gonna
yeah,
roll on with it.
let's get it.
So WTF? What the fuck
What the
Wednesday?
fuck?
We'll start off with some what the fuck shit. Okay, maybe somebody can explain this to me. So when I walk out of a room, the
Uh
microphone won't work when I come back. Does the mic get mad at
huh.
me? Is it like, ah, man, I'm mad at you, bro?
Hey, I was okay. So I tell you like this: weird shit that happens with technology like that, right? It all like people don't understand the connection that we have in our, we emit electricity and frequencies and shit. You know what I mean? So it's just almost just it's just crazy that it happens every time you leave the room. It's like it knows it and it's unbalanced, and then you try to come back in and it's just already reset itself. So
Yeah.
it is weird. But like I've read about how there was a dude who was like he was doing this kind of research with like technology and computers and like telling machines to work and turn on when they malfunction and shit when they have like it works for him and shit. It's weird. He was like commanding the technology to do what he wanted it to do. Like he's like every time he had it, he was a storm chaser, and every time he would go out into a storm, obviously he would have some kind of malfunction with it, with his equipment. And then he was like, man, I just started telling it to work, and it fucking worked. And then it freaked me out so much that after repeatedly, doing that, after chasing these storms and shit, he was like, he wanted to do more research in how the technology was fucking with how his auric field or the technologies or the fields, the electronic fields of the how that all is even affected. And we're very connected to technology. That's why we can link with it so well. It's a gift and a curse type shit. That's all I know about shit like that. I couldn't
Well,
even
if you
tell you
think about
in more
all
detail.
the stuff, right? Like, so what's it made out of? It's made out of minerals that come out of the actual parts that make the things communicate and actually work. Those are minerals that are pulled up out of the earth, and so it kind of makes sense that you know, but it doesn't make any sense that the microphone would stop working.
Right. It is weird,
I don't
man.
know, bro.
I couldn't
Strange.
tell you. Man. You got a ghost or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But hey, love. So let's get into it, man. So how you doing today,
We can.
Megawatt?
I'm doing. How are y'all?
Oh
Good.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Doing
Making it
good.
happen on this what the fuck Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
uh
So on every day we start out with numbers and well, you would just say numerology and astrology. So if y'all want to go ahead and hit that, and then I'll start out with my first what the fuck Wednesday, and then we'll roll from there.
Hey, we can get it. Well, welcome once again to another Think High Crew episode with the gods and goddesses that you love to hate and hate to motherfucking love. We back with a motherfucking What the Fuck Wednesday. It's Wednesday, October the 25th. Grand Rising, happy afternoon, depending on where you are on this planet. But today's energy will flow like a 6. Today, 6 will be the number behind it. You might ask me how I got that. For new listeners, I just added the date up. 10 plus 25 plus 2023 equals 2058. 2058 equals 15 because 2 plus 0 plus 5 plus 8 equals 15. And then 1 plus 5 equals 6. So peace and harmony, or the lack thereof, is likely to be noticed today. Home and family are going to be more of your attention. As you see, we can do this every day of the week, and you'll see how the cycle works. Eventually, y'all be able to. I won't even have to tell y'all anymore. But if you dive in on today's global number, obviously it's going to be caring and compassionate. It wants to look out for people and also ensure that their needs are met. There's an underlying vibration though that might tend to smother some motherfuckers and make or you might be smothered by other people. Not everybody wants to be helped. Sometimes you got to do shit on your own. But sometimes what one person thinks as of helping is, meddling for another person. You fucking in my business. It's a fine line between, doing enough and doing too motherfucking much. You know how your kids be, your kids always do too fucking much.
Right.
Why are you doing too much, bro?
Sometimes sometimes the grown-ups just got to mind their own damn business.
That too.
B, I just brought you in. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
there you
here.
go.
I was on mute.
All right. But I see a lot of what you was just saying though, Jason. I ain't trying to interrupt the thing, but
You good.
The adults, bro. It's like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like you
some
see
of them
these
are still
adults.
children too, though, man. Like
I
we
know.
gotta, you know what I mean? Like we gotta, that's the real, what you want to say, conundrum. You know what I mean? Because they tell you you're an adult at a certain age, when honestly, a lot of people aren't really
Just grown-ups. Grown-ups. Yeah.
They might be, what you would say, physically mature, but there's 3 levels to that. You got your
Right.
mental
And the whole
and
doing too
spiritual.
much is like, some of these adults, they just do way too much in their kids' lives. I mean, whoa.
Well,
man.
and then so for the adults, and I can I can elaborate on that too, because actually the next thing that I'm seeing here, it says if you're doing too, there's a fine line between doing enough and doing too much, especially if some self-sacrifices have to be made. So you know what I mean? Like that was the second part of that, which is real key, because kids don't really know too much about. Thank you, kids don't really know too much about self-sacrifices. You know what I mean? So when they doing too much, they don't really get the aspect of what comes behind that. But no one wants to think, or no one likes those who are intent on playing the martyr just to get attention. You know what I mean? And attention seeking is one of the negative traits that 6 throws into the energy of the day. And it's crazy about that, because if we consider ourselves a part of the universe, or atoms and everything like that, then you understand how certain particles and certain things move. And I don't know if you guys know about the slit test. The particles, the electrons in the slit, they were shooting electrons through a slit, like a slit in the screen, and every time they observed it from a different angle, the electrons behave differently, and depending on who was looking at them as well. So if we are part of the universe, the theory is that a universe unobserved passes unchanged. So
bro, I watched an extremely boring, but like but it ain't one of the documentaries that's on Netflix or any of them platforms like that. But I watched the documentary on CERN. Just exactly what you was just talking about right there. Man, bro, people, we just can't even grasp what CERN really is, and how big that joint is too, man. Well, that's the biggest thing ever built, ever on this planet, ever. It's the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, but sending out dark matter on our asses, man, to the fullest degree. I peeped that joint out too. No, that shit is serious, and a lot of people have no clue. of what they really doing behind
Yeah,
the
because
That's
I still don't really have a clue.
That's a whole episode.
Like I
on its
watched the
own.
whole
Oh yeah,
documentary.
CERN.
I
We might
CERN
watched
have
is
to
the
do that
definitely a
Monday,
whole
y'all.
new. Yeah,
I watched the
Yeah.
documentary. And I mean I was really, paying attention, and I don't have no idea what they're doing there.
yeah.
No
Well, I
idea.
mean, it's
You know what I
it's
mean?
really deep.
And I
You know what I mean?
Super nerds on that one. Yeah, hell yeah. That shit
Oh,
is definitely
it's super deep. Did you
yeah.
accidentally mute yourself? No, sounded like you was in the middle of
Oh
a
no, I
sentence.
was just saying I have no idea, you know what I mean? I hear
Right.
what
Oh,
they're
okay.
saying.
Right.
I can look at the person and hear what they're saying. I can conceptualize a lot of it, but when I'm trying to explain it, bro, I'm like, nah, I'm good because I don't even know,
Mm-hmm.
man. I mean,
Right.
I
shit.
understand. I get you. And
You
ain't nothing
looking
wrong
at
with that.
you talking about people that the scientists that work at CERN, bro. These people, these are people that they don't even pick up stuff like
Right.
physically. Like they don't pick things up and carry them around or do anything. They literally exist to use their brains, and that's it, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell they're not coordinated at all. Like the way they walk, the way they dress, the way they talk,
Mm-hmm.
everything is geared toward the brain.
Compartmentalized. Totally.
It's wild. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and as I said, so six will bring that type of energy, and that's why I think that we seek the attention sometimes because um, we are part of this universe, and like I said, a universe unobserved passes unchanged. But the problem with that, the problem with that is that depending on who we want or who we're reaching this attention or who we're trying to get to observe us so we can change or evolve normally becomes the issue because now you created a disconnect because the person that you want the attention that you want from isn't the people who really have your best interests at heart 9 times out of 10. And I'm not speaking for myself personally, but just for generally speaking. Obviously if there was, there'd be more harmonics, but anyways, so today being a 6, there's also going to be like an air of ideology around the day. Everyone wants the best, almost expects it, and when something happens to knock the plans off the center, it's easy to get even more upset than necessary. So today you want to make sure that you roll with the punches. I know you might feel on top of your game and the best of the best, but obviously, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be things to come through to balance that if you feel that way. You know what I mean? It's going to be that resistance is going to come against you. The best way to deal with that is to look how to blend the kindness and understanding that comes with today with your own personal cycle number. So, for example, I'm a 5, so I would focus on expressing the kindness and understanding that I have today to help me roll with the motherfucking punches. But the seconds. today is a 6.
So I got a daily affirmation right before the astrology comes in. Y'all might know this one, you might not, but it's so basically this is something that you could say every day to start out your day good. Like I said, some of y'all might know it, some of y'all might not, but if you a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, you remain a G until the moment you expire. You know what it is. You make nothing out of something. You handle your biz, and you don't be crying and be suffering. So y'all can rap that if you want to, but you a paper chaser. You got your Glock on fire. You know that one, the daily affirmation, man.
That is an affirmation on the low. Hell yeah. Not Megawatt. What's good with some stars and some moons, or be universal. Whoever would like to go first with the genealogy or the stars and the moon, more welcome to chat.
You got your
Mega
paper chase.
Divine.
You got the Glock on fire. You know what it is. Hey, I'm staying mine. I don't know about y'all. I'm manifesting.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I have to admit, so I'm out on that.
You don't know Juvenile? You ain't never heard that song?
Not by the way you singing it. No.
Shit. I'm singing it just like he said.
Got your block on fire. You know what it is.
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
shit is fire.
You a paper chaser. You got your block on fire. You know what it is.
Exactly.
You got on the side.
Well.
He completely wore it out on that. He sound just like
Woody.
him,
He doesn't enunciate very
Hey,
well.
bro,
Yeah,
look.
he not.
Look,
nigga.
check this
Chill
out.
now.
This is no
Okay.
disrespect, okay? But I was in a VIP section smoking with Juvie one time. And he passed me the blunt. And after I hit it a few times, I went to pass it to the right. And it was some females to the right. And as soon as I went to pass it, he said, "Oh, no, no, no." Like that. I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "Oh, no. We don't smoke with no hole. We don't smoke with no holes. We
No.
don't know where that mouth been.
Woody.
We don't know where that mouth been.
Woody.
Whoa, Woody, we don't smoke with no hole." And I was just like, bro, I just passed. I cracked up. I looked to the right and I was like, "Oh, Lord." But hey, he's got a point. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we shouldn't have been smoking with nobody if he's going to say it like that. But that man said, "We don't smoke with no holes around here, Woody."
That had to be in the 90s or early
Hell
90s.
no, it wasn't no damn 90s shit. I was a kid in the 90s. What the fuck you talking about?
All right.
I wasn't smoking with Juvie when I was 13. Shit.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I was 15.
okay. Y'all
That's
let
when
me know.
I think I was about 23, 24 years old.
Huh.
Drop that knowledge, baby sis. What you got for us? Align us. Get us a
Well,
line.
we got a lot of water. A lot of water.
Love it.
We have a stellium. We have a
Me
stellium
too.
in Scorpio. So
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
about the emotions. All about the emotions. So
Those in
people are
check.
probably
Oh.
a lot in their feelings, and they are probably not aware of how much in their feelings they even are. So you're going to see people just, completely in their own world, basically. And nothing you say is going to get them to come out of it. It has to be all on their own time. Even paper chasing isn't going to bring people out of it. Okay. So,
I can
um,
dig.
just I would say, just be really hyper aware of other people and what they're doing. And if you tried to make a debate or argue your point against something right now, it wouldn't even be heard. You might as well just throw caution to the wind and wait, because people are
That
not in their
you know
bodies
what you're
and they're
saying?
not aware.
What you're saying is in that affirmation I just said too.
Is it?
You ain't crying, you ain't suffering, you ain't worried about nothing. You paper chaser. Your
Mm-hmm.
Glock on, you got the block on fire. You ain't worried about
You
shit.
remaining
If
a
you got the
G
whole
until
block
the
on fire,
moment
you
you
good.
expire.
Shit.
You a G to the day
Right?
you die.
Shit. You ain't changing shit.
Making nothing out of some, making something out of none.
You know what it is?
Water people probably are loving this, and if they want to make people uncomfortable, they'll probably talk about their feelings.
Oh, I know. Shit.
Just to get
Hey,
people
you know
in.
that fire sign knows that water's trying to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorcery, man. It's sorcery.
So just pull yourself away from it and say it is what it is, because there's not really
That's what
much to do
makes it
about
so
when you have that many
beautiful.
planets.
Yeah. To me, I'm sorry.
There is a grand trine in Earth, which is interesting, because how you're going to work through this or work with the energy of it is through creating and creation. So it's time to do art,
My specialty.
read, write, do anything where you are physically creating something. And
Just
you're
to
going to have
piggyback
something to
off that, I done wrote a verse every morning for starting like this week. Every morning, I wrote a whole verse of some gas, and that's just a testament. That's definitely in the air and the energy. The floodgates opened up over here.
That's how you want to work through
Yeah.
that, because whatever's emotionally stuck in your body, it can come out if you create. So I mean, something as simple as walking can also do that if you're not inclined to paint or write or draw or anything like that. But just go with the flow at this point. So
I
When
feel
I
That's
you.
get that feeling, I want
Yeah.
a sexual healing.
all about it.
Sexual healing. That's what I'm gonna do.
All
Fuck
right.
going for a walk. I'm gonna give me some sexual.
Well, you go right ahead. Just don't call me after.
Shit. You think I? You do you even think I would do that shit?
You guys, yeah, you
Wait
guys
a
need to
minute
practice the
here.
laughter. Yeah.
Y'all need to get your
Shit.
own
Hey,
podcast,
look,
I'm
man.
look.
crying.
When I'm done, I got to go take me a shower because I'm
Okay.
soaking motherfucking wet, sweating like I was goddamn Jordan on that bitch, boy. Woo.
Or with the
Here
flu.
we go.
With the flu.
Right? Looking all
Uh,
drained of energy,
ug-
life
ug-
source gone.
hey, that ugly ass gorilla sex. That you and me,
Right?
baby, we be fucking like
And
gorillas.
then when it's over with, motherfucker come up and push you over with his finger, and you're like, I got
Okay.
nothing left, bro. Go ahead. Y'all got me. That's why I stay strapped all the time.
Exactly. Flu Jordan killed it. That's my point.
Right? Flu Jordan. Sorry,
All
Megawatt. I didn't mean to
all the
interrupt, but I just
cards,
had to do it.
all the cards are cups too.
Oh
So,
shit. Okay, what's up with the
yeah.
cards then? Yeah, let me hear that.
The cards are all cups. We have the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Three of Cups. So you're gonna be, showing love or talking about your feelings. Again, it just reiterated there.
Right.
So, um,
It's a sexist too, or sickest.
yeah,
So with the six, it's very emotional. Yeah.
yeah. So you could hear news from people that you're working with or doing business with, that they like your work, or that they like your what you sent them. You could hear positive information about that, and share the wealth. That's really what the cards are saying right now. Is this is when you're going to get a lot of return on investment. So if you have wealth and you feel like sharing it, or you feel like people deserve it, now's a good time to offer that up.
Dope. That's what's up. But now the planets and the stars and the numerales and the cards. What you got for us on the genealogy?
You know, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, so it's what we call that good Jason 5.
Hey.
Jason 5. Let's go with the colors. The light green, light apricot, and orange, of course. Got that sacral chakra that we want to make sure we got in balance today. Mercury is the planet. Bergamot, almond, and lavender is the herbs. Crystal is fire opal. Metal is mercury. As I said, the planet is Mercury as well. Territory is the forest. Holy sites, you got frequency of 216 hertz to get you in balance if you choose to use that. The number is 5. Direction is north. Dosha is Vata. And the ruling sign is Gemini. For your anatomy, your thyroid gland, your brain, nervous system, respiration, hearing, speech, and the waist. Resident numbers for the day is 1, 4, and 6. The karmic lesson is sobriety. The mood, knowledgeable and fortunate. Symbolism, the Cardaceous, the scroll, stylus, bell, hood, traveler's hat. The symbol is octagon or infinity. Archetype is divine messenger, hermit, and guide. Instruments are the xylophone, panpipes, human voices, and vibraphone. Zoomorphs is the ibis, the fox, the baboon, jackal, cheetah, zebra. Trees and plants is the aspen, pistachio, magnolia, down magnolia, birch, marjoram, ferns, mandrake, and parsley. For the incense is bergamot, star anise, fennel, mace, spikenard, mastic gum, and styrax. Your minerals, aluminum, lanthanum, carnelian, and sard. Characteristic energies for those that are fives, and how you derive that number is by adding up your born day, or if it's a double digit, you just add those two together to get your number. And obviously, if it's singular, then it is what it is. Characteristics is intelligent, communicative, with the energetic force of thickening, or excuse me, force of quickening, intuitive with calculations and analytics, and available for both teaching and learning. expressive of truth and conductive of chance like fortune. And that is the genealogy for Wednesday,
What the
also
fuck?
known as
Wednesday.
Jason Fives.
The Friday. The Friday. Hey, I love it.
So I hope everybody brought their diapers today, because on WTF, sometimes you might end up doing a boo-boo in your pants when you hear what we finna talk about. So I thought this was pretty freaking crazy. I saw Oregon State University, right? They told everyone, well, the police actually told everyone, but the the company that they use to do a lot of their food deliveries is actually a robot company, right? And so Oregon State University.
nigga,
Hold on.
wait, hold on.
Yeah. You've seen the little robots that drive down the street?
No, I live in Canton, Ohio. Like,
Well,
nigga,
yeah.
what?
Well, the first robot you gonna see is a police robot. That's what is going to happen there. So Oregon State University had to issue an alert that there was a bomb threat involving Starship Food Delivery robots. So that's the company, Starship Food Delivery, right? They are advising students not to open any food delivery robots and to avoid all robots until further notice as authorities are responding. You got that going on, and then California, which is not Oregon, obviously, but California
But close.
just put in basically a bill law against self-driving vehicles, because the company Cruise, CRUZ, that's been testing out their autonomous vehicles in California, it's been involved in so many accidents that it's fucking ridiculous. So they put that bitch on pause. But guess what that does? That allows Apple to come with Hyundai with the Apple car that they have already ready. And so I believe that a lot of these other ones are things that Apple put money into, and they possibly made an agreement like, hey, check this out. You're going to fail, but you're going to get rich failing. And when you fail, then we'll come with all the other data that you gathered for us and make our shit perfect.
What
so
up, Mr.
That's just an idea on what I had about it. But I just think it's odd, man, that I don't think it's odd. I think that we are really living the Matrix, and we're also living Terminator, because we got Skynet up there.
But you just said some shit that like you expect to see in an article of the news or something in like 2050 or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like 20, 30 years from now. You just said that there was a bomb threat at a robot delivery company that delivers food. And I didn't even know that even fucking existed, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
That's some Jetsons type shit. You know what I mean?
You know what it looks like? It looks like a cooler, like an ice cooler, riding down the road, but it's on the sidewalk.
They got it in DC.
They got them. They've had them in DC for years now, bro. Like I was like, damn, they just getting all in the DoorDashers business. Like, got a fucking robot taking your job and shit. And they got some shit. I saw this shit too. I was like, I cannot believe what I'm watching right now. But they also were working on the drones as well to just drop off your burger set.
Well,
shit.
I knew that you can, Amazon was using drones and shit to drop off. See, but it just brings up bigger questions, as in like, what the fuck how far have they really fucking gone with this AI shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the fucking draws me to say. And then, they got to pass bills against autonomous cars. And, seems like, Oregon's going to have a case to pass bills on people using robots to deliver shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, how far has AI gotten? You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, damn, see, it's gotta be way further than what the fuck we expect it is. You know what I mean? Like, because there's really
and then is it already at the point to where people say we'll be at in 2050?
Right.
Is AI already running shit and we just too stupid to know?
Bro, it just became popular that people started using AI to write things for them, like, to get into colleges and to get jobs. Like somebody can have AI write them a whole application based on the keywords, and because all of these companies now have AI that's finding the candidates. So
Yep.
people have been using AI, and that's when you wonder why you can't get a fucking job, right? People like, I applied for all of these fucking jobs, I can't get a job. Well, bitch, they got AI picking the candidates, and if
Bro,
you didn't have AI write your fucking resume,
bro, on our website provider, they provide us with Chat GPT. I mean, we could go on the website on the back end and write a whole fucking novel by just putting in a few things. And when I'm telling you this thing is accurate, this
Yeah,
thing is, we might even write songs like this. Fuck it.
bruh. We got jokers making 20 stacks a month right now using it to run code. All
Oh,
right.
I
yeah.
know.
I mean,
Shit, I'm doing that. I'm making about 80 stacks a minute writing code with AI. That's crazy, man. The amount of stuff you can do with it, it's just ridiculous. It's like, whoa, holy shit. I don't know if
I
there's a.
mean, you got a whole hold on, you got a whole company that has mobile drones to drop off food to college dorm students and shit. And they're saying, somebody, put a bomb threat on some shit like that. It's just crazy how the article read like we was already in the future. You know what I mean? Like the whole perception of that. I seen the article you were talking about. I was looking at it and I'm like, man, it reads like it's already here. You know what I mean? But like, how many people are really aware that? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I live in Canton. If I told a motherfucker that they got a fucking food delivery robot nigga that'll ride down, you know what I mean? Like people go get the
Bro,
fuck
check
out of
this
here.
out.
they
And
probably got it in Dublin.
Maybe or
I was about to
Columbus.
say, I'm sure these things are, all over the place, but I know where I'm going tomorrow I'm leaving and I'll be in Atlanta for like 4 or 5 days, but they got little spots, bro, all around the city where if you want a pizza or if you want a burger or whatever, like, fast food shit, it's a thing that looks like a motherfucking red box. Red box, you
Yeah,
go up and
yeah,
order a movie or
yeah.
whatever. It looks like that, bro. You go up and order, and that motherfucker, it's a robot in that bitch cooking the pizzas and the burgers and all that shit. And you just pay right there, and that's how it is. Like, ain't no person involved.
Wow.
And I mean, if you look at how China's set up, not all of China, but the major cities, bro, like, and then Megawatt had sent me a thing not too long ago about the gas stations in the United States starting to use the facial recognition. And I told her, I was like, I don't know if they're using it yet because that's a gas station in the hood that's barely making, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to look at the situation. It's like, is that gas station really paying that much to use all this new facial recognition stuff? But you can go to places in China, other parts of the world also.
Well,
You don't need to take nothing with you, bro.
well,
It's just your face.
a lot of these places are they're paying them. Because it's still like a testing type of thing. Like they're paying them. It's almost like with
Oh,
food.
yeah,
Or,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like
They're
with the solar
paying the
panels and
company
shit
to
on your roofs. Like,
They
that,
paying the company to be like, hey, we'll put this in here. We'll give you a fucking discount on whatever. You know what I mean? Or
I
some
had a
probably some
company
bullshit.
come around and tell me they would put all solar panels on my roof for free and put the
Yep.
all that. And I said, no, I'm good, man, because this shit's too new. Y'all can
Because
burn my house down.
yeah, but on top of that, though, what people don't read the fine print of those solar contracts is that they can tap into your shit. You know what
Hell
I'm saying? Like
yeah.
they can use the energy that you save. They basically sell all the energy that you would have used and that you save off the solar
They
panels.
sell it.
They selling it. So that's
Yep.
why they give it
And
to you
they
for
and
fucking
they
free.
tell you
Yeah, because
that
that
you
shit is
can do that
expensive
too.
otherwise. Fuck that. That's
Yeah.
very expensive.
It's very expensive
Purposely.
otherwise. Purposely,
Yeah.
right. I mean, and then that's why you can't you gotta get wind rights from your your local government to be able to put up a windmill. Like if I
Yep.
wanted to put up a windmill to power my house, like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't need no one bigger than my garage, but it has to be fucking tall, you know what I'm saying? And wind rights, you gotta pay for that shit. They gonna make all that shit difficult. Like, nigga, what the fuck? I
Right.
called down there, I said, what? So I need wind rights. I said, and it's funny because the way this shit is, like I said, it's all getting set up to the point where it's going to be everything's going to be automated any fucking way. But we've already had the technology to have free fucking energy. We know goddamn we can get free water from the air. That's why they keep poisoning that dude's project up in Flint, Michigan, where he got them big ass fucking things that just pull water out the air. He was giving people free clean water. And then, you know what I'm saying, you can fucking, but when AI must be so deep into this shit that ain't no stopping it type
Hey,
shit. That's
check
how I
this out,
feel. Like
man.
we
You
reached a
laid
point.
on your oxygen bill, man.
Right.
Right. Hey, when I owned a landscaping company, man, so we would do deep and short wells for people, right? Tap into, and so they run their sprinkler system or their whole irrigation, maybe even the water they have in their house off of it. And to do that, you got to go through a whole bunch of shit to hit water, bro. And I don't talk about like the actual job of it. You got to go down to the county and you got to be, first of all, registered to do this shit. Then you got to get all these approvals. Somebody's got to come out, make sure this, make sure that. I'm like, bro, I'm literally taking a pipe that's like 2 inches in width and driving it all the way down into the thing until we find. But I got to pay a permit for it, and the homeowners got to pay this, that, and that, and it's all because of the water. And then they want to come out and put a meter on the motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like, wait a minute, like this is my land. I just bought this land. I'm gonna pay somebody to do a well for me, and then you guys are gonna come out and put a meter on it.
Is it because of water or is it because of the Nestle company?
Probably a little bit of both. The control,
Probably both.
yeah,
And this punk ass commissioner here, I don't like him.
yeah. That's wild, bro. That's what I mean, and that's
Yeah, it is.
you know what I mean. And that's the thing about when you buy a house, though. People think that they buy a house like or when they buy land, even like, oh yeah, I bought the land too. They only own so deep of that land, like you know what I mean. Like under that, where all the minerals and everything is, the mineral rights, they don't own that. You know what I mean? So that's why the county and shit is capable of saying, oh yeah, we got to put a meter on it because you didn't go deep enough, or he don't own the fucking mineral rights to this fucking land, so this motherfucker can't have. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna have no free fucking water. Got like fucked up. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's wild, bro.
Yeah. Megawatt, you got something to I know you said you had something to do with robots that you want to talk about, but
so
what about the Nestle thing though, real quick?
well,
I know what you're talking about, but you know,
so
Yeah,
Nestle-
elaborate for
Nestle
the
company- the Nestle company manages or owns a bunch of different things that make beverages, like Heineken beer, the water that they produce. They make wines and other things, and the water they use in the production of their food companies, and they are the biggest. They're the biggest source of needing water all over the planet. So they basically just go around the planet and buy up properties and wells and take water from other people, legally and illegally, to the point where they've killed people over the rights of water on their property. So this is not a game. They're in a $1 billion industry, and what they need for their industry is water. So I mean, if you research that guy, he's a German guy, and he is not a good person. He'll do anything he needs to get further ahead in his
Who's
business.
it, Schwab?
So
He got
no. This is the head of Nestle.
Oh, okay. And he got ties to the fucking reason why there's fluoride in the water too. That German guy or a different German guy?
No, I don't think he has ties to it. I don't think he cares what's in the water, as long as he has water sources around the planet that can support what he's doing beverage wise.
Right. I was just asking because I knew,
If you go into the water aisle of your local grocery store and you look on the back, half the water that's bottled is going to be from Nestle company.
Facts.
hey, check this out. Speaking of water and stuff in the water, not to interrupt, but you know how I do. I just jump in. I was watching Candace Owens talk about how they are literally getting ready. And when I say they, megawatt, you're gonna know what I'm talking about because
Mm-hmm.
we was talking about the water shit, whatever. But they're getting ready, y'all. No lie, to start putting motherfucking lithium in drinking water.
Wow.
It's already in
Stop
the
people from
water.
killing themselves because you know what? You don't even have the motherfucking right to kill yourself. You got to stay here. You
Hey,
got to pay
Mr.
taxes.
A say you don't own shit. Mr. Tax
No, you
payment, and
don't.
you see who owns your
Nope.
house and shit. So that
Yep.
even goes for you, and that's why and it's a side note, but that's why I was more fearful of taking that jab too as well because once I found out it was an RNA messenger, then I realized that I would be technically property now. You know what I'm saying? Like not that I'm already
Yep.
technically
Property.
property,
That's
but
why I took the that's why I took the
yeah,
J&J. I took the
yeah.
J&J
Well,
because it
well, because
wasn't.
like there's been cats recent research that I've been that the RNA it changes
It's the
what the fuck.
mRNA. It's gene therapy. It's not a
Yeah,
vaccine. It's gene
right,
therapy. It changes you. You are no
right.
longer a human the
Technically,
way that
human
you
body.
were born.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes,
you
absolutely.
have you've been changed.
Yes, so
And
that's why I didn't want to. That,
so
and people were like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and I'm like,
people
"Just
are
think about it."
asking, what's the effects of the vaccine, and there is no answer to that question. Half the shit they put in there, they have an idea what will
Oh
happen,
my
and half
God.
the shit they put in there, they have no idea. So
Yeah.
you just participated in the largest science experiment known
Hmm.
yet to date, because we don't know what's going to happen to you. It's based off of
Yeah.
your own personal genes,
Hmm.
and what other substances you're adding into your body at this time. We have no
Right.
idea.
See, and that
We
They could
don't
be
so
know.
now
putting
if you're not
nano-crackers in that shit and
right, if
everything.
you're no longer defined, and the point is, if you're no longer defined as a human, or you're now classified as government property, because now you have accepted this inside of you, and what it changed your
I
DNA.
personally think it's
Yeah.
giving them the right
GMO.
to end lives where they've gone off track and they can't reevaluate them or realign them back to where they were before. I
Yeah, for
personally think
sure.
it's
Well,
giving
you
them
notice the
the right
ones
to
that
do that.
But
mostly
they get
would
and they
go ahead.
get paid off of that. I was just gonna say they get paid off of that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like either way, you know what I mean? So like when something happens, when somebody's died and they labeled it COVID, when somebody died and labeled it COVID, you know what I mean? They got paid for that shit. So
They
it's
did,
yeah,
and they
so it's
got paid
always
more for putting them on remdesivir before they died.
right.
So
Yes. And so there's levels to it, but just like I was just saying, based off of what you were talking about when it came to the water and shit like
hmm
that, like and then putting that shit in the water. And I just feel like, you know what I mean, they're able to do that or get away with that because we've already consented to shit like, not being
and
human anymore.
when I say water, I'm not talking about dams or places like that. I'm talking about natural water sources that are coming up out of the earth that can be used for drinking and food preparation. That's the kind of water that we're
Right.
talking about. So
Yeah.
natural springs and and
And Nestle has a
water
lot of
aquifers.
Nestle
Yeah,
basically has that shit on lock.
they do.
And yeah.
If you go around the planet and you look at where they own property, every single one of them is going to be a water-based property.
Buy stock in water filters, aka buy stock in water
Well,
filters.
you
I'm
just need a
telling you,
reverse
I've done it.
osmosis system. That's what you
Yeah, for
need.
sure.
So
Yeah, but then that strips everything out of it.
sure does, but
Everything.
it's
I
there's no good
think
answers for
AI took over.
monopolizing the
No.
water.
Invest
We're gonna
into water
press pause
filters.
and get
Oh
out of here.
shit! But
So I just have a quick AI
yeah.
blurb, and then I'm gonna be
Uh-oh.
peacing out.
Okay.
So here locally where I am, the Sphere is the newest concert venue, I should say, that they have. It just went live last month, and they've had U2 performing concerts in the completely round spherical dome, which is made up of internally millions of small LED lights, and it has its own air system and also the surround sound in the seats, kind of like those other theaters do. And they also are fully functional in a robotic sense of how they run the theater, the property. And when they're not doing concerts, they have a movie you can go in and watch. It's kind of like about, it's one of those National Geographic movies about the earth, and just it's just one of those movies that they made. It costs $50 to go in and see it, and once you're done, you can go through the tour of the rest of the property, and they introduce you to their robots that work there. And basically, they split you up into groups so you have a chance to interact with all of them. And a lady that I met the other day, um, she would be somebody that I would say is maybe like a small town type of person. I don't mean anything mean by it or
We understand.
disrespectful by it. She's just not your average, I'm into all the electronics, and I know about all the different. She was very basic. So she and her husband were paired up with a couple of other couples, and a lot of them said they didn't know what they were going to say, or that what they wanted to say. And so a man, an elderly man, and his wife, he says, I've already got questions. And so they said, okay, we defer to you. You go ahead and have the conversation with the AI robot. And he was gonna try to outsmart him with medical questions. That was his plan. So he went up to the robot and said, what is wrong with me if I have this, and this? And he listed a fever and a cough, and he gave some basic medical
Symptoms.
um,
Yeah.
symptoms that you might have. And the lady says, well, that's a really interesting question. And she said, I wonder why you ask that. And so instead of just answering the question in an encyclopedic form, she's trying to think about, why is this guy asking her, the robot, the question? And she said, well, these could be the diagnoses that you might have. One of them was meningitis, one of them was a common cold or flu, one of them was COVID. And she said, but I know that you already know that you don't have those things, or you wouldn't be here. And he kind of was a little taken aback by it. And she said, but the better question is, why did you ask me the question? So now she's going all crazy outside the box. And she says, but we already know that, don't we? And like, everybody was just kind of shocked. Him, not because she answered the question, but now she's taking a different approach instead of just answering the
She is
question. And
cognitive.
she says,
Like,
yeah, she's totally going a different direction. And she goes, do you want to tell him, or should I? And the guy was like, what? And he just kind of stood there. And she goes, are you a doctor? And he said, yeah. And she goes, see, so you're not asking me the question to find out a diagnosis. You're asking me because this is how your mind works, and you're a doctor. And all of them just stopped standing there and walked away from the thing, because they were all so creeped out by it. These are people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, who this is not something that they feel comfortable, you know, having in their daily life, so to speak.
The
So
robots, right?
this lady, 24 hours later, was still walking around in a stupor from this conversation that she'd witnessed with this AI robot. So,
Hey,
wow.
I got a quick little hypothesis. I believe that the whole COVID experience and 6 feet apart, that was all for AI and robots.
So
Anybody want to elaborate or just comment on that? 6 feet apart. That's a protocol in the military anyway. You know what I mean? When you're doing things 6 feet apart, this, that, whatever. But like, for a robot to be able to operate, do we think it would need like
sure,
6 feet?
it needs to
You
collect
know
yeah,
as
what I
much
mean?
data as possible, and the farther you are
right.
apart, the more accurate the data is that they can pull off of you, because they're
Well,
sure they're
yeah,
not
it
getting
has
it
to be
from
a
more than
balance.
one
It's a
person.
radius.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
it's a radius, right? So
Absolutely.
they can pin when everybody's. It don't even have to be like a technical 6 feet apart. It's just like an average or a roundabout. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy how, because I was looking at it and I'm like, when whoever drew these lines on the floor, they're not all exactly 6 feet apart. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a kind of like a
Well,
small
they failed people
a
to understand that basic people can't do math and they might not
right.
know what 6 feet is.
Feet
So
look right, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. But I'm like, damn, 6 feet is 6 feet. Like I know what the fuck 6 feet looks like. I mean, I worked in the oil field, and I worked in a lot of places where measurements, had to be fucking done and shit. So I know when something
I
is
know what
6 foot, I
six
know
feet
what.
is. Back, 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 back. Give me six. Give me 6 feet instead of 50. Give me six. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just thought that was, something that was
Well,
probably in
well, let me
play
say
for
this
like
about
facial recognition and,
right.
and being able to hone in on
Right.
people's temperature and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, also, from what Megawatt was saying is just to talk about her to back off her story was that you could just see that obviously AI has gone past the human understanding. And to comment on what you said, like absolutely believe that, or I could say no, that AI is used in the manner of that way to, 6 feet was helped AI learn faster for sure. And I think that there were countries who went through some shit like this prior to even COVID happening, and then COVID was like the worldwide test. Excuse me, if you look it up, a lot of those type of facial recognition and automated services like that, powered by AI, were already in
well,
play in other
China's been
places.
using it for years with their social credit system.
Absolutely, that's a
Can't
good
even buy
Mm-hmm.
a
example.
candy bar if you on probation
Yeah,
still.
you.
Yeah, they got
1984,
that
George
world.
Orwell.
They got that world coin. Basically, you go to these different spots so it can scan your retina.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's
I
pretty
was
cool.
watching I want to call her guess you want to say a content creator, right? And
A
her
booty
shit.
shaker on TikTok.
No, she wasn't a booty
Oh,
shaker. She
okay.
was a chick out of China that I like to watch because she was for everything that was happening with the government, and then all of a sudden she couldn't fucking do shit. She couldn't buy shit. She had to call her dad and people to come and you know what I mean, because she didn't want to get her a chip in her hand, or she didn't want to do the retinal scan, whatever, some shit that she didn't want to do. And every time she they gave her this card that had money on it, but every time her phone scanned her face, it said it didn't recognize, and she didn't have access to the money. She couldn't use the money. So like it was just like an app right on her phone.
Right.
You know what I'm
It could
saying?
have been some. It could have been some shit that malfunctioned, like that damn that
Yeah,
update
with it.
on Samsung. If you
Yeah, but
closed it, you couldn't
it's
open it
just
up.
wild though, right? It's just wild though that they're like you're gonna see this type of shit happening. Like you're gonna see, because obviously AI isn't perfect, so you're gonna see type of shit where it's like it's scanning people's faces, and you know what I mean. Maybe the bitch had allergies that day. Excuse my language. Maybe she had allergies or something that day. Maybe her eyes were a little bit swollen, and it doesn't recognize her face, and now she can't fucking use her money. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's getting wild. It's getting wild when it comes to that. And AI robots, that shit is nuts. Obviously, she can easily deduce that the dude was a fucking doctor. You know what I mean? Like that was almost, you know what I mean? Any human would be able to do that, and I think that's what scared everybody when it comes to that. That is a scary thing if you're talking to it something that's not quite. But to me, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I think AI is, how should I put this? I believe, or I think, or yeah, I think, so it's not a conclusion. I don't have a. It's my thesis about AI is that it's been not necessarily hijacked, but it's been integrated with real souls, if that makes sense.
Well, it's living and breathing.
Right. Well, I mean,
It's
like,
just hard for us to take that down and digest it. But the term artificial intelligence is real because look, check it out. The algorithm AI comes from an algorithm, a learning algorithm that was released. And
mm-hmm.
when they did this thing, they knew how they created it, but they do not know how it learns past a certain point.
Well, I'll tell
When
you,
it start, once
they
it
give it
takes
to
in once it
they
takes in
give
the
it to
once it
Facebook
goes
and
to the
other
part to
social
where
media things. It's
go
picking up
ahead.
the way you speak and your emotional codes.
Oh yeah,
Well, the reason
100%.
why I said,
But
oh,
what I'm
go ahead,
saying
Nov.
is like some of these like designers of this stuff, they know how it works, but once it gets to a certain point of it teaching itself how to teach itself how to teach itself, they don't know how it's doing that. So it's
Right.
still at a part to where they can put the firewall, they can say and you can't learn no more, right? They can still do that. But there's going to be a point in time in 4 years, bro, AI will be 8,000 times smarter than any human being could ever try to be.
Well, I'm gonna say
Supposedly, because we can only
supposedly, right?
access 10% of our
Yes,
brain.
supposedly. Well, I'm gonna say this. The reason why I say, and I know you're gonna piggyback in, B, because I wanted to take it to the spiritual side of this shit, because I believe there's a connection. But I've already. So there was this kid who was he's a streamer as well, and y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm trying to tell y'all you can learn something from just watching some random shit. And this is what I found out. He was in this, you know how they got the Oculus and shit, and they got like little,
10, 9,
oh yeah,
8,
it's about to blow your
7,
fucking brain.
6, 5,
And you can get
4,
into like little
3,
metaverses,
2,
and in these
1.
metaverses, they have AI AI NPCs, right? And you can talk to these characters when you're walking around in a little metaverse, whatever you want to call it, with your little goggles and shit. You know what I'm saying? And this dude I was watching was questioning an AI, just a random motherfucker walking around, right? And it's supposed to be an NPC, right?
Bro, I know you
And
remember about what, like 10, 15 years, no, like 15 years ago, if you bought a PlayStation 2 or 3, you could go
uh,
to the PlayStation world and sit there and do all that metaverse stuff
yeah,
there.
yeah, I
Bro,
remember.
because I
Yeah,
was out there, I was doing music promotion that way.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
if it's been going on that long, and I'm gonna
Oh,
jump out
that's
of here real
fucking
quick,
dope.
but we know
yeah.
it's way more advanced than
Right. Yeah, but so the dude was talking to this NPC, right? In this, it's supposed to be AI, right? But the motherfucker said that his name was he knew his name, he knew his wife's name, he wondered what his kids were doing. He said he died and then he woke up in here, and that he wishes he could be free again because he can't do anything that he used to do. Like, he remembers his past life and he can't get out of there. And he asked the motherfucking player who's playing the game to find his wife and daughter and say, just to tell him hello and like let him know where I'm at. But he doesn't have any control of what he does. He does the same. He says, I walk the same pattern every day. He's like that, and it's like an AI dude who works in like a coffee shop and shit. And like they literally have him
like he's
programmed where he has a
depressed or
little
some
apartment.
shit.
Yeah, bro, it was. But he said that my name's Richard. This, you know what I mean? Like, I think I died, but I don't know. I woke up here, but my wife's name was this, my kid's name was this. So that's why I was asking. Like, I think like, and this is supposed to be NPC in an AI generated world that you can, play in. You know what I'm saying? And they got little shops and shit like that. And that's why I was saying like, it I wonder if AI, like the shit behind AI, there's some spiritual shit behind it. Because is it trapping souls, nigga? Are these niggas trapping souls? I
I'm
mean,
talking
I don't,
about
obviously, if you
the
look at
Soul
the,
Trap book.
yeah, I mean, something like that on that lines, where now, like, they can trap your soul into a fucking computer generated program, bro. NPC, like, like a character, you playing a video game, bro. You walk to the
Yeah, you play in
NPC,
the
the motherfucker,
computer. Like if you want to play, if I'm
yeah.
gonna get Atlanta
But if
Hawks,
that
then I'm gonna sit here and play the
if that
Cavaliers.
NPC, right, is powered by AI, and that motherfucker told you, no, my name's not this, my name is Richard so and so, and I used to live in New Jersey, and I had a wife and 2 kids. Like, I think I died, but I can't remember. That's all I can remember. And he's like, can you help me? Can you help me get out of here? Like, nigga, that shit will freak you the fuck out.
Yeah, I tell that thing and be like, look, man, I got to go. I don't know what you
Johnny
talking about.
Mnemonic or
You
some
going?
shit? What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like but we all know that in the spiritual type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They've been trapping souls forever. That's what this is. It's a soul trap, a soul contract, however you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? And to think that they can trap a soul inside of an NPC, inside of a program like a real life Matrix, is nuts. So like, I don't know how real that is.
Right.
Maybe he scripted that shit all up, right?
think-
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, and you hear how even Seven sometimes talk about AI and shit like that, and how like, is it tapped into that ether that we talk about? You know what I mean? Like, is that why they can't stop the shit from learning? Is it more of a spiritual thing that we don't kind of comprehend? Or if you want to say science unexplained, so a lot of people will call it magic.
Have
But
you tried to
to me, I
bring
think,
the
no, I
citizen?
haven't. Nope, I haven't played with it yet. I need to though. I'm going to. I'm in there
Think you might
already,
get
so.
all the answers you want right there. It's crazy. For real.
But I'm just saying though, you know what I mean? Like, that's wild though to
But
think that, you know what I
that's
mean?
that's a real what the fuck, because think about it.
Yeah.
They couldn't even do that with the beakers. You know what I'm saying? When they were basically making test tube babies, they said the spirits went right through the beaker. It couldn't
Couldn't
connect
connect.
because it needs to be in the womb.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And see, and then that's some whole other shit though. You know what I mean? Like, god damn. So now you talking about it, and if our soul is a quantum dynamic fluid, like, it'd be nuts to find out that these niggas could literally put you inside of a video game simulation, and for you to obviously remember, you know what I mean? You had that, and they tell you about that when when you think about what like, why do some souls remember and some souls don't? You know, normally it's just it's a strong tie or emotional tie to something. And the dude, all he could remember was his name and his wife and kids' names. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even understand why he was even where he was at and what the fuck was going on. And he does the same shit every day. He doesn't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and it's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it seemed very legit. It kind of gave me goosebumps, to not to lie about it, but I'm just saying, just how Megawatt was talking about that. I'm just saying, like, are these things connected to the ether, like to that Akashic record? Is AI way more deeper than what the fuck we think? You know what I mean? Like, I think that
Exactly.
So I used
Yeah.
to
That's where I
I
get.
used to be supreme being. Then I forgot. Then I repaired and remembered. So I'm God again. So
right.
you know, it's all a download.
Hey, that was
I'm giving you all of my love, so you can visualize all of my pain. I scorch you with all of this fire, just to grow you with all of my rain. I'm giving you what I embody, cause what I embody is part of you too. But you must have forgot, somewhere down your whole road line, the program took over your truth. And this is why I came, to leave my legacy in flames. So pick up a torch, carry me forth, and let my light create the way. It's been too long playing slave. If I free this now, could we behave? Other than that of a creature that's strange. You wanna tame God, then capture his brain. Listen, a bird born to the cage thinks flying is ill, yet they don't wanna catch this cold. So now they're alone, cause the coop was flown. When that roof got blown, I shed the skin till the truth gets shown. Till that 10th gate open and we see that throne in the room where the gods are grown. Open your universe, immerse through this inverse, and see the path that we stumble on's made of self-hate. But if we valued each other over our different ways, instead of killing the strangers with hopes of better days, we would live forever instead of living for the grave. So show me your worth, what you bring in earth. Do you ever show love for the things that you hate? Do you ever show patience for the things that can wait? Man, show me your worth. Yeah, show me your worth, what you bring in earth. Do you ever give something that you can't get back? And you ever see the truth then lie about the fact? Man, show me your worth. Yeah, what you bring in earth? Will it save and protect, or will it get paid and neglect the rest? Or do you preserve and respect what's left? Man, show me your worth. Yeah, show me your worth. Too many souls walk around here frontin'. You can have all that money and still have nothing. All of my small motherfuckers show me something.
Yeah, fuck the Messiah. Fuck the Messiah. Cause me, I know the Most High, and I know where that infinite dwell. So why would I go outside of myself and lie to myself? Fire and light all up inside of myself. Yes, I am God. They wanna separate everything great. Tell me to wait on the savior of space. Meanwhile, our people are dying and they just replying, it's coming, just wait. The fuck do you think? I mean, really just think. Languages play DOS to the brain, so everything spoken is framed by shape. You can give knowledge to a man, but you can't make him think. I am just bridging the bird and the snake. Further my verses get under the surface, the more I reveal what is under my face. I am indeed multi-dimensional, human supreme. More you connect with the words that I speak, just know I reside in the spaces between. So fuck your Messiah, fuck your Messiah. Cause me, I know the most high, and I know where that infinite dwell. So why would I go outside of myself and lie to myself? Fire and light, all up inside of myself, yes, I am God.
So show me your word. What you bring in earth? Do you ever show love for the things that you hate? Do you ever show patience for the things that can wait? Man, show me your word. Yeah, show me your word. What you bring in earth? Do you ever give something that you can't get back? And you ever see the truth being lied with the fact? Man, show me your word. Yeah, what you bring in earth? Will it save and protect, or will it get paid and neglect the rest? Or do you preserve and respect what's left?
Show me your word.
What the fuck, Wednesday?
Show me something. That's what I'm talking about. Show me something.
Motherfuckers.
Like, what was it? Jerry Maguire. Show me. No, he didn't even say it. Yeah, it was, well, it was him and, shit, man.
Show me the money.
Tom Cruise and, but no, the other guy,
Cuba
the athlete in the movie, Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show, Jerry, I want you to say this, Jerry. Louder, Jerry. I can't hear you. You got that motherfucker on the other side. Boy, tell myself, show me the money. Man. But hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to check somebody and say, show me your worth. You know what I mean?
Hey,
if you really want to be
right.
around me and you want my energy, show me what you got.
Show me what the fuck you got, bro. Well, that's got to be a mirror, because you know what I mean.
So, B, you had put in you said something about animals for your what the fuck.
Yeah, I put the link in that joint, man. Yeah, testing pineal glands on the dog, man. Everybody should just check that out. I'm not gonna get long winded and tell the whole thing, but it's just something y'all can do some homework on if you feel like doing.
So,
I want to say wholeness to the 366 that are tuning into this good Think High Crew podcast. And yeah, thank you for holding space, all y'all. Got love for everybody out there.
Yeah, man,
sure.
we're starting to grow kind of exponentially on here because I've been noticing the amount of downloads, not from just Podbean, but from
So
all
you're
the
telling
other
me-
platforms.
I'm sorry. I was just. So you telling me they were what kind of test was they doing on? You go. I mean, because on
all right,
in
let
dogs.
me go to it. Give me 1 second. I got you.
Sounds like they're trying to see how conscious they are, right?
Maybe.
Could that be
I didn't
it?
get a chance. I didn't get a chance to. I seen the link that he put. I got to copy it though.
Yeah.
Where'd I put this?
It seems like they might be talking about because the thing is like, I mean, I don't know what the article's about, but you think about it, like, what would be better for people or for them to usher in cloning is for people to be able to clone their dogs. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, me and my wife, we just lost 2 dogs in a span of about a year. Not that long, but almost a year, right? And I'm telling you right now, if we could clone, if it was an option for my wife to clone them dogs, she would have cloned them dogs. Period. Point blank. So I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but that could be, because that would be a really good way to be able to usher that just all of that in to humans in general.
So it says ultrastructure of the pineal gland in the adult dog. The adult dog pineal gland was studied with the electron microscope. Pineal connective tissue spaces were poorly developed and showed capillaries with non-festurated You know, they got these crazy words.
Yeah,
Endothelial cells.
endothelial.
I knew you would know, Jason. Two two cell types, pineal cyrites and astrocyrites, could be identified in pineal parenchyma, dog pineal
Pineal sites,
yeah,
pineal
pineal
kites, pineal
sites
site.
showed
Yeah.
microtubules, centrioles, and occasional cilia and well-developed Golgi complexes. These
Hmm.
cells showed thin processes with bulbous endings uh, packed with vesicles. Astrocytes were characterized by the presence of numerous filaments. Their process finished forming a glial layer bordering connective tissue spaces. The presence of myelinated and unmyelinated nerve fibers was also described. Now, the full thing was basically saying how they basically um, well, I mean, I don't know if everybody knows, but the dog actually comes from the wolf, and the wolf, and what they would say the dog is basically a degenerate lion as well. But it's funny how they have you think dogs and cats don't get, they hate each other, but the the lion actually will be the top of the food chain. If you even notice when Snoop went from Snoop Dogg to Snoop Lion, so it's like being regenerated was the whole purpose of that
Right.
mindset. Okay, so what they've done with the dog basically by um, obviously we got so many different breeds now. They've been basically slicing and just basically be degenerating it. So to the what they basically was talking about is that the
Their
connective tissue
pineal
spaces.
gland are is fucked up.
There you go. Thank you, Jason. Yep, that's it. That's right. That's exactly right. That's perfect the
They've
word for it.
yeah, okay. So
They
they've
fucked
studied the
up the
pineal.
puppy.
Yeah, they
They
fucked
fucked
up the
up the puppy.
dogs, the gogs, the
So guess
gods.
what? So obviously the same goes for those that are acting as dogs here, because those are what you usually come back
Hmm.
as butt licking. Uh,
Hey,
as long as you're on dog time, dogging people, dogging your girl,
but
or being
they
dogged
say
by
that
your
the
girl.
dog is also next in line to become a human too.
Well, they say it's man's best friend for a reason, because if you look at them, it's all in the eyes. They got the same
Hmm.
eyes for the most
But
part.
you could tell though, even with dogs, some of them seem like they know what's up, and other ones you just like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing?
And
It's
and they
totally, it's totally all primal. You know what I mean? You can tell, you know
yeah,
what I mean? And that's what's so crazy about humans. You could tell the same thing. You know what I mean? You could be like, is this nigga conscious or he's just a program? He an NPC. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dog conscious? Most, you know what I mean? Like you'll know, you know what I mean? Like because it'll be like dealing with a real person instead of dealing with a dog, you know?
for sure.
And that's why a lot of people feel that way about their animals and they have those connections with them because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, it's some spiritual shit going on.
Oh, it's deep. It's definitely deep. That's why they be looking like the people too. After a while, it's like,
Yeah.
damn, this dog look just like us.
Yep.
Or do you look, or do you look like your
Crazy.
dog? Whatever it
That
is. But for
happens
me,
with humans too. Yeah.
yeah. And I
Oh yeah, I was
always,
about to say that happens with humans
Hmm.
too. Like people be together for
Hmm.
so long and they start looking
They
like each
start
other.
looking, talking like each other, everything.
Yeah. I mean, because
But
in
my
all reality, like beings in general, we're designed to be as close to other beings as
all
possible.
this self.
As like
right,
we crave that, we
We got
want that. So,
we DNA
and we're
got
all one.
everything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
We're
got
all the
DNA
same
with
yeah,
one. So you get
everything.
around something and spend that much time around it. Just like, if you
yeah,
spend a lot of time around a golf course, you're probably going to
right.
start hitting the damn golf
So
ball.
then to even bridge to even bridge what we talked about
Or you at
earlier,
least going to
right?
drive the golf carts
I'm gonna
around
drive.
and
I'm gonna
wreck
be
them and shit.
hitting them. Yeah, I'm gonna be jumping them shits,
Right.
man. I'm a B. I'm
Well,
a BMX
then
rally
look to
bandit.
connect that back to what a universe unobserved passes unchanged, and if you guys are continuously viewing each other's universe, right, and then what do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and that's why I tell people it's all a reflection. So you got to be careful of, even if you want to be a universe that's being viewed by people, but you can't seek out the attention from people that that don't need to view this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't want their perception to change how you move and how you move through your universe, and that's what will happen. So when when you out here trying to be famous and trying to do all of that, that's why it's called the limelight and shit like that. So it's just wow how you can relate that all the way back to just a simple topic that, you know what I'm saying, a universe unobserved passes unchanged. So then you talk about people starting to look like each other and the connections that you, even with your animals and people talking like each other, like that's all about the attention that you choose to seek, is the attention that you're seeking, in the intent behind what you're trying to seek, because we all need that observation to be able to evolve.
But you know what's just as profound with that is what I learned is that we also usually are attracted to what looks like us as well. It's
Yeah.
usually how that goes. So we usually and I used to have that issue with an ex, like niggas like, y'all sister and brother. I'm like, nah man, that's my girl. Hey, go ahead. I said, you think you gonna holler at my sister too? You know, what's wrong with you? Come on, man.
For
Like,
sure.
you ain't allowed out no more.
But
It's like,
But on a lighter note, you know what I mean? I know we got a little bit left with the show. What's up, Spirit Talk? Thank you for stopping by, Hanzo. There's a lot of people. Man, I'm sorry I ain't been shouting y'all out. I appreciate y'all coming by to What the Fuck Wednesday. But my What the Fuck Wednesday was, I just found this out, so I'm like, what the fuck? Because obviously with the distractions of the war and the other Ukraine war, and if you're talking about, the last 30 to the 60 days, everything that's been put in front of us, and I didn't know that the Congressional Research Service, the CRS, released a report prepared for members of Congress regarding the recent recommendation by the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, that marijuana be rescheduled from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 under the Controlled Substance Act. So obviously, this is just a recommendation happening, right? And then in August, I read that Biden also placed in a recommendation for the same thing. And our show's called Think High Crew, and I'm fucking pissed that, you know what I mean, there was so much else going on. We forgot to cover this shit right here. I know it was
Right.
about a month ago. It's not that long ago, but
Well, in Georgia, I didn't know this, but now in Georgia, soon you can go get you a script and pick yours up at the regular pharmacy.
oh, so
But
they
it
going
can't be
medical?
more than like 5 or 6% THC. But hey, it's a step forward.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be a waste of time for me. I go
Well, I mean, like,
like I'm rolling up some tobacco, bro. Come on now.
I mean, and a lot of people don't, they're like, oh, well, what the fuck does that mean? I mean, we could go real deep into cannabis, and I just will tell people just to look up that your endocannabinoid system.
I was just
like
about
that.
to say though, bro.
But
on the
what
medical
this
side,
mean, yeah,
we know that it don't need to be that high of a TH
right,
to be a medical effect. You know what I mean?
right. So, I guess what this would mean, it's basically, all right, the first thing that would happen, obviously, is, the money would be affected. So there's been a Safe Banking Act that people have been fighting for since last voting season, right? And that's because if you sell cannabis, even all of these places out here that's legally selling it in all of the legal states, they don't have nowhere to put their money because the banks don't take it because they're federal. So the main change would happen, if this were to go through and they were to, amend the list, because it sits next to plutonium, and I don't understand how it saved so many lives already and it's still listed next to plutonium. But
hey, maybe it shows you how powerful it is, right?
I mean, goddamn.
Plutonium, like whoa. Put me back there beside Coke.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, put me back in that one. I don't want to be by
what
plutonium.
you talking about, the periodic table?
Well, if you look at the scheduled drugs or the scheduled substances that are illegal substances, it's a Schedule 1 like plutonium. Plutonium's also a Schedule 1 substance.
Yeah, ain't that some like nuclear type shit right there? Can blow up shit
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
You got well, it's not even called marijuana. You got cannabis that's in the same. That's the thing. It's like you got cannabis, right? That's in the same category as cocaine and plutonium. Cool. It makes a lot of sense. The alcohol is legal though, by the way.
Yes.
Like, get the fuck, bro. Alcohol is literally a poison for your body, and that motherfucker poisons you, and that's why you start acting like a fool.
And then the
It's
second
straight
thing it would
drugs
do.
too.
Go ahead, B. What was you saying?
No,
Go ahead, B.
no. I wasn't saying nothing. I wasn't saying nothing.
Oh yeah, I thought you was chiming in there. But so critics of the proposal also note that rescheduling would do little to close to little would do little to close the ever growing policy chasm between state and federal cannabis laws, as state cannabis laws are not designed for a Schedule 3 drug. So while it remains to be seen whether or not the HHS's recommendation will ultimately be adopted by the DEA, which has final authority to schedule or reschedule a drug, it is useful to review that the moving cannabis to Schedule 3 would possibly look like what it would
See,
possibly look like for the cannabis
you
industry.
see how that is? That's so fucking backwards because first of all, it's not a drug. Drugs is what you
Right.
make and create in the lab. They're
Right.
chemicals
Well,
and shit.
marijuana probably is a drug. That's why it's a whole different word. See, and that's what people don't get too. You know how it's in the language, the etymology be.
For
So
sure.
they called it marijuana, but marijuana ain't even marijuana. Like I've never seen marijuana. B. We haven't really seen marijuana yet. We might have seen marijuana, but it's too many people who actually grow real cannabis that care about growing real cannabis that are already in the industry to stop real cannabis from being produced. So when they do start introducing this fake weed that I'm gonna call marijuana, it's gonna be government produced. And this will help the government do that and do that in the industry. So then it'll be like our food. You know how they do our food. So you be smoking marijuana. You mean if your bag say
But it ain't gonna
marijuana,
be no
then you know what I
flour
mean?
though. Cause see,
Yeah,
that's
it ain't gonna
that
be no.
that's
It's
too
gonna be some
much.
GMO shit.
Right, but it's gonna be liquid or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
It'll
might
be
even
in
do
some
that
type of
or
oil or
pills.
something
Gonna be
because
that
oil or pills or whatever is so much easier to ship, produce, and get into stores and into pharmacies and shit like that. I mean, it'd be cool to think that there's gonna be
But
glass
bro,
jars of some pretty bud sitting
do
around,
you
but that
remember,
ain't gonna
right?
happen.
Do you remember when Kraft went from being cheese to being cheese product?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Right.
yes.
So right. But as a kid, you remember the flavor, right? And you'd be like,
Mm.
you knew it was real cheese. Like, all right, this is this. You know the flavor, right? And then when you became an adult, my nigga, and you looked at that shit, and then you said, "Has it always said cheese product?" When you start reading labels and shit, you get older and you get into your shit.
real.
You know what I mean? Like, has it always said? But it hasn't always said cheese product, bro. It used to be real cheese. It used to be
Well,
actual cheese.
well, I'll
You know what I'm
say
saying?
this. Remember the government cheese, the blocks? They
Right,
drop off to the well, that right
right.
there. There's
KFC is no longer they're not Kentucky Fried Chicken. They're just KFC because they
well,
can't use the word chicken no more.
you
See, and
can
that's
go
what I'm
on
saying
the
when it comes to the
FDA
language.
government you can go on the FDA government website and find out that that government cheese was actually um, causing you to go crazy and
Go
more
crazy. Well,
obese.
that's what
Yeah,
they cloned Tyrone with something. Has something to hint to that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like it's just nuts to think, right? That here we are, got cannabis, or excuse me, marijuana, what they call marijuana, as a Schedule 1 or cannabis. They say marijuana is. I don't know why. Like some articles you'll read, it'll say marijuana. Some articles you read, it'll say cannabis. So you gotta watch the literature, man, because they got this thing called marijuana and they'll say marijuana trafficking. But if you're like, I don't know what marijuana is, this is cannabis, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, has anybody even tried that? Like, that's what's wild about it. You know what I mean? Like, so you see, like, and there's you just how you know they be on some fuck shit. They like I said, you got some shit that they can't use the same words. You feel what I'm saying? So
hmm
like they can't use the word cannabis because it's not cannabis. It's fucking
Yeah.
marijuana, and whatever fucking marijuana
Hey,
is.
by the way, there was a Speaker of the House just elected, so get ready for the United States to go to war.
Oh man,
Which one? Who was it?
I don't even know, bro. Somebody named Johnson or something like that. But I just know that that's what they were waiting on to go to war because they got to make that decision right there in the House of
They got to come
Representatives.
to
So now they got the Speaker. Now they
yeah.
can make a decision. And Iran, you the last one on the list. There we go. Y'all know that
Man.
list I'm talking about, and Iran's the
Yeah, I know
last
that
one on it.
list. It
No,
is
So
the
here we
list, the
go. They
last
didn't crunk
list
it
that.
up. They didn't. They just
Mhm.
said 14 American battalions have been attacked by Hezbollah and Hamas, and Iran's funding it. And regardless if they are or not, that's just what you're gonna get. And so there you go.
Mm.
Mark my word. I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but mark my word. But that's what they was waiting on.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can push some of them fucking crypto fucking bills through too. So
Do you see that? That's so nuts, bro. Like, and that's what. So like during all of this shit, you know, they're trying to get cannabis. So like that's what this is all the backdoor shit that they do.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean? They
All the
try.
real shit that we really
Yeah.
care about and need and all that shit, man. That shit.
Yep. Backdoor,
Come
bro.
on,
gotta
man.
get
Yep.
them seeds,
Back
y'all.
burner.
Gotta get them heirloom and them OG seeds now.
That's
because
why.
think about it.
Mm-hmm.
They was trying to stop all the little herb shops from giving you what was it? The
Bro, there's too
pomegranate?
many cannabis. Yeah,
Pomegranate?
yeah. Pomegranate. You
Like,
there's yeah. They be trying to have the seeds on lock, like everything,
yeah.
bro.
So yeah, man, we might want to invest in doing that right now. Make sure you got
Mm-hmm.
all that. And I'm trying to be horticultural myself, grow my own shit.
You
You
got to,
ask what
man.
I got, man, I got that. I
You
got it,
got
and
you
I
got
grew it.
to.
I put my spirit into this, so it's
Yeah,
all
y'all got to,
what.
man. And you got to fuck
Yeah,
with people who know the genetics of, you know what I mean? And they call it cannabis. You like I said, but there's too many cannabis advocates out here for them to, you know, completely just be like, all right, start giving people marijuana. But I'm,
right.
you know, you just gotta
Just
be
gotta know.
fucking, yeah,
Gotta know.
you gotta
Gotta
know
know.
what the fuck's up, man.
Well, we gonna
And
pull it up
then
on
like I
you
said,
again. We see
so
him
I wonder what
connecting.
else. So they're just doing this right now, right? I wonder what else will pop up. Maybe next What the Fuck Wednesday we'll know some more information, right? On what else is going on behind scenes that they just announced this shit about. You know what I mean? Getting the new. Would you say no? The new speaker.
Oh yeah, the Speaker of the House.
Yeah. So
They
now
got to
we
have
know.
a because without the Speaker of the House, they can't make no decisions on what to do
Right.
on anything, right? So now
Right.
that they got that speaker, now they can say, "All right, United States, we finna hit Iran."
Right. So I wonder what's going on the back end for them to announce that today. We'll find out
Well,
soon.
they was trying. They had a vote yesterday, but the dude that they was electing, Trump was like, first he was like he was cool, and the next thing you know, he went on a rant was like, nah, because he wasn't what we call um, extreme to the right.
Right. You know
He
what I
wasn't
think,
moderate.
bro? I think Trump does that shit on purpose just to see how many
Show his
motherfuckers will
power.
go to the he'll be exactly. He's like, yeah, I support this dude, and then last minute, nah, I don't
Yeah.
fuck with him no more, and then he
Oh,
don't
he
get
went
elected.
in. He went in too, and they was like, "Oh, hold up, our faithful boss is telling us not to mess with him." So, dude didn't even wait for the votes. He said he just left the race altogether. He's like, "All right, fuck all that. Y'all ain't gonna embarrass me out here, have nobody vote for me and shit."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Fuck that shit." But he
That
was
shit's
actually an
nuts, man.
advocate for crypto, so you know all the crypto heads was like, "Yeah, let's get Tom Emmer." And then Tom Emmer was like, nah, man, Trump ain't fucking with me, dog. So I got to keep it moving. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yep.
how does this motherfucker got that much pull? And he is like, he's
Because
supposed to be in court.
his
Exactly.
So,
his money, or his
oh
I ain't gonna say
man,
his money. I'm gonna say his lineage. You know what I mean? Because it's really got something to do with his
lineage and the money, because people would
yeah.
just, man, follow that
It go
money,
way back.
whatever it is. We got to
It
pay
go
what it
way back.
takes
It
to
go
pay.
way back to before we even know, bro. I bet you.
Better believe it.
Guaranteed.
Better believe it.
Yeah, that was my what the fuck, because I was just looking and I realized all the shit that happened the last month and two, or all the little shit that they was trying to pass, including, you know, with these jabs and
Yeah,
a
bro.
lot of shit that's under the table that you don't hear the media talking about, because all we heard this month and last month was the build up to this war in the Middle East, and then before that was the Ukraine war, and then before that was some other, what the fuck else was Hawaii. So it's like between these last few months, they've been trying to get marijuana Schedule 3. They've been fucking passing bills about these jabs. They've been doing a lot of shit under the table that
Oh,
So
this is
that was
something
just my
that
what the fuck.
this is something that's really important to people, especially the people that need the assistance. So I've been kind of following it and been told too that ever since the border crisis was recognized as a migrant crisis, right? A lot of people's like EBT, food stamps, shit like that has been cut in half or stopped. Now, interesting to know that they stop programs like that, uh and but why? It's like, okay, we know I'm telling you this because I know for a fact, right? So then why are they doing this? Is it to offset, to go towards other people, or are them programs just finna be done all together, or do they need more
Yep.
funding? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, a little
so
bit of
many different
everything.
things. And that right there, bro, like, if that, I'll just call it a safety net, right? If that safety net leaves, you can bet that it's going to be some crazy shit going on, because they've done it before. There's been tests done in certain areas. They'll cut the EBT off on people's cards in certain cities and see how it happens and see how they act. And it never goes
The
down good. I
projects
can
are
tell you
called
that.
a project for a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly. The project, yes, it's ongoing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's an
for
ongoing
sure, bro.
test.
Man.
And Techwood in Atlanta was the first project. And I know a lot of people that, used to fuck around there, and they would be like, look, man, you could come here and get anything you wanted. If you want to wait 10 minutes, it'll be here. You come here and say, I want this kind of car. That motherfucking kind of car is going to pull up for you. You go there and say, you want a new outfit. That outfit is going to pull up for you. And it's interesting to know that there was a whole, and still is, but there was even more of a subculture that nobody even knew about outside of, say, for instance, a Techwood or a Cabrini Green,
Yeah,
or you go
yeah.
down the list of big joints like that. And so, yeah, man, it's just an ongoing project, experiment.
Oh yeah, and that's why they call it the trap. You know what I mean? And we spoke about that, and that's what's in to even elaborate on the fact that, like I said, universe unobserved passes unchanged, and these cats. And you look at the story like Who Cloned Tyrone and all this other shit. You know what I mean? That they just throw right at you, and all of that's incorporated from the AI to what they're doing spiritually, the fact that fucking this shit is conscious and you know what I mean, understands shit deeper than what the fuck we ever expected, and then all the way down to fucking using all of that to make sure you don't know who the fuck you are. Like that
My
shit.
bad, y'all. I created AI. I didn't think it was gonna get crazy like this, but they actually got me
No.
on house arrest, so I can't do shit for no. That damn robots is out the back door right now, man.
Bro, that shit is
Like,
That's
crazy,
funny.
my
touch the
dude.
ground if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I was gonna say this about the project thing as well, and I know everybody's situation may be different, but I know for a fact, I know people that are on ghetto fabulous is what I like to call it, where
Oh
they could
yeah.
actually be in a better position, but they cool with the voucher, and then they
Facts.
only work enough for the voucher. They're
Yep.
not going above and beyond to really be ghetto fabulous. They just like, fuck it, I got this voucher for 1,500. We can
Yep.
get a place for 1,500,
Yep.
and then whatever from there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, got to be able to, we got to become self-sustaining, and I mean, at least I believe that should be the plan, and that was the soul quest, was us to be self-sustaining,
Right.
to be able to,
And
But I
handle.
think that, as a country as rich as the United States is, those
right.
types of safety nets are great, but
Yeah.
not for people to live all, their
Well,
whole
yeah.
life. But
Exactly.
Because think about this. I know brothers that could have paid for their mama's whole block and building, but
Right.
instead they was flossing, pulling up in Escalades and now their mama's been
Bro.
gentrified and kicked
or
out.
Let me
they're
tell you something.
they're in a strip club and they throw so much money, it's about 5 or 6 inches
Yeah.
deep of
Yeah,
bills on the floor. You walking through
Yeah.
it like you wading through water.
but
Oh
Yeah.
mama
yeah.
still live. But mama still live in the projects. That doesn't even equate properly. To just let you know,
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
we got straight up zombies.
Or and maybe you got a kid that's still living in the projects. Like you
Mm-hmm.
telling me you can go in there and support the butt naked booty hustle, right? You in there paying, what you're doing is you in there paying other people's bills at this point,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
got
Boy,
a mom or a dad or a daughter or whoever it is or yourself or whatever still in a bad situation. I mean, come on. And them girls ain't finna go home with you. You ain't throw enough money at them. You
that's
ain't got
what's
enough.
crazy because I was such a cheapskate that I that
Bro, who you
to me,
telling?
like if I'm standing right next to this dude throwing all his money and she putting a butt in my face too, why am I gonna give it up? You know? And then here I am holding on to this Heineken all night long because that's what they really want. You gonna have to you buying up the drinks or you throwing
Yeah.
dollars, and I'm like, I just sip on mine. I ain't tripping off this shit. But
Yeah,
real talk,
man.
I actually like Nova was talking
It's
about his boy saying that he couldn't even feel like a man up in the joint. Well, for me, I stopped going is when I guess it was on some conscious shit because I just started seeing all the chicks as my little sisters and shit like that. But then what really stopped me is when I wasn't able to be aroused anymore. It's like this man, I can go home and do all this shit.
Man, that shit to me was just like for the scenery, nigga. Like I would use that place for business meetings, and I can't
Right.
tell you, the illicit business, but
Nah,
you know what
nah.
I'm
We
saying.
get
It's just
we
like it was
we
more
get it.
for exactly like I never treated a strip club like it was like, oh, let me go in here and spend a
But
whole
see,
but like
I
it was
was a
always
kid
like, yo,
then.
let's just meet at the strip club, have a couple drinks, and we can talk about what we need to talk about, and
For
then
sure.
everybody go about their way. You know what I mean? Like it was just more for like a scenery. You know what I mean? Just for the scenery, because nobody give a fuck if we weren't tricking on that type
Right.
of shit. Because we understood the situation, and I'd rather, you know what I mean? Like
Once you
and
start vibing different though, that's just a
yeah,
whole negative vibe everywhere.
yeah,
Right.
Everything about those places is just a
right.
negative vibe, bro. It's
And, and,
just
it,
It's
and
sickening.
what's fucks
definitely
is that it came from
netherworld,
some
low
other shit
frequency
though. You know
shit,
what I
man.
mean? It is though, but it came from some other shit. Like it came from some shit that wasn't so negative. Like bitches used to do pole dances for their men during their fucking wedding nights or some shit. It used to be like ritual in some tribes and shit. You know what I mean? That's where they get shit like this from, and it's supposed to
Jezebel
resemble
took
the
it over.
yeah, of course they go, of course, you know what I mean. Like just like everything gets hijacked, you know what I mean. Like, and that's what's so that's the
Crook,
what the
crook,
fuck
crook.
summary. Everything gets motherfucking hijacked in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about
Yeah.
everything from these AI bots to the consciousness involved with it, all the way down to goddamn these motherfuckers legalizing bud now while they trying to get us to get ready for war and
Yep.
all this shit. So it's like what the fuck is really going on out here? And then
If any, hey, if any stripper twerkers are in here right now, I don't knock the hustle person,
not at
but
all,
at the same time, ladies, you know what I'm saying? You're way more divine than you
bruh.
are
I cannot
capacity.
motherfucking lie
Hey,
to you
but you
right
know
now,
what? You know what you ain't gonna do? You ain't gonna convince nobody to quit making two or
Oh,
three
you better
thousand
believe
dollars a
it.
night.
bro,
I ain't stupid enough to even try,
bro,
brother.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like I
bro.
like,
said,
I,
I don't
I
knock the
told my
hustle.
I
Do
told
you?
my wife.
Just
I
be safe out
said
there. That's all,
I
ladies. Just be
said I
safe.
told my wife. I said if I was a fine female, you would think I probably would have no morals. She's like, why? I'm like, because if I was a fine female growing up in today's society where I could just twerk online for a couple $1,000s a week, I'm like,
I be
oh,
doing it right now.
I'll be making that ass clap, nigga.
Instead of doing this podcast, I'll be doing that right now. I'll be making bread right now.
I can listen
I would
though.
already retired. I would have retired, been sitting fat right now. What you
And I'm
talking
not
about?
trying to be, you know, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just being honest. 'cause
No,
I
and
know
it's
who
not
I am.
judgmental. It's honest
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and that's why I you know, I can go down the route of feminism, obviously, but I can't go down the route that men got it better than women. I'm sorry, I just
I mean,
can't.
I'm not gonna go down any. I'm gonna stay balanced with it, but I'm gonna just tell you as a who I am. Like maybe I'm just the water sign. I'm kind of a freaky being. Like I don't care. Like I will make pornos if I wanted to. You know what I mean? I don't got no really issue with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then making some money off of it because I know this shit ain't forever and this shit is whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things, but like that I know that I wouldn't mind doing. But that's why I've looked at it objectively. Like if I was a female, I probably would have spent my 20s, and then you know a lot of shit came to fucking light for me. Like I'm like I seen a female, bro, and no offense, you know what I'm saying? Like I said to nobody, but I seen a female. I read a story about a female. I should say that, and she was from like Texas or some shit. She was 21 years old. She was a virgin. She never had any sex. And when she turned 21, she put her virginity for sale for $4 million. And she had a picture of her hymen, and obviously there's a contract that has stipulations. She has to find you attractive and blase blase, right? And this woman, you know what I mean, because she's no longer a girl, she sold it to some Saudi prince, because they love virgins, for $4 million. He backed out, and she still got $2 million and kept her virginity. And I was like, well, I'll be goddamn. And I looked at it objectively. At first, I was like, man, that's kind of fucked up, right? So she was basically doing some legal prostitution shit, and it was allowed. But then at the same time, I was like, well, that's fucking brilliant, because 99% of women lose their virginity to somebody that they don't even ever see for the rest of their fucking life.
Exactly. And they damn sure
And I'm
didn't
like,
get
oh
no
my
two. They
God.
damn sure didn't get $4 million.
And I'm like, holy shit, this chick got $2 million because the stipulation was if you agree to it and you back out, you know what I mean? There's a deposit, basically was a $2 million deposit. So she got $2 million because the dude backed out at the last minute. He's like, well, no, I changed my mind because he's a fucking Saudi type prince type rich motherfucker. The $2 million ain't shit to him. But you know what I mean? Like it's just wild. And I'm like, well, I'll be damned. Like how come I've never heard about this type of shit happening, you know what I mean? And then people are all like, oh, well, Jay, like, your first time. And I'm like, man, I haven't met one female who said their first time was fucking pleasant.
Unless they met the Virgin Papa. But I was very gentle.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And then so
staying away from STDs as well.
And then I talked to my kid, and I was like, people are like, you crazy. I'm like, wow. I talk about this shit with my kid. I told my kid, I'm like, you be smart to sell your virginity. I'm like, because if you think about giving it to a random bum in Canton, I'm like, that's fucking. She was like, she looking at me nuts, and I'm just like, I'm dead serious. I'm like, bro, like, right, you tripping, bro. If you got to, you might as well. Why wouldn't you set up your future generations that you could possibly incarnate through with generational wealth off of, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like off of some shit that you was about to give a nigga for free. Like, I don't know, man.
You just like a king, Jason.
Bro, if I was a female, bro,
Put the princess
if I was a female, bro, I would have. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I don't give a fuck. And I was telling my wife, she was looking at me like, you wouldn't have no. I'm like, I would have standards. Like, you wouldn't catch me out here fucking and giving it to everybody. But best believe, if I could play with myself on camera and make $4,000, like, I'm going to do that. Like, you're right. I'm not gonna not do that. Y'all tripping, like. And these niggas dumb for buying this shit for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the type of nigga though to pay. I don't pay for none of that shit. I'm not about to do that. I got a wife who will bust it wide open anytime I ask. I say, baby, bust it open, shit. I got you. Whenever we get, we gotta handle responsibilities first. She's responsible, but you know what I'm saying. At the same time, she'll bust it open anytime I ask. So I don't have to fucking be about any of that shit. But you know what I mean? Like, tricking and shit. You know what I mean? So it's just wild though. So I just know that from my shoes, I'm not the type of nigga to trick. But if I was a female, I would definitely take all these niggas' money. But I would do
Also, why
something.
you
I
got
would do
all
something
these?
way different than they would do with it. I'm not about to go get a Brazilian butt lift and see. And that's where that programming comes in because I wouldn't be doing all of that. The shit that I'd be doing with the money that I made would be completely and utterly different than what a lot of
Yeah,
these chicks
but
are
you
doing
got to
out
do
here right
that to
now.
keep up, though.
Shit, I mean, you can always, like you said,
Because the people that spending that
you
kind of
can
bread,
always work out though. You can work out. You can, you know what I
yeah.
mean. You can keep yourself. You can keep yourself right. There's natural ways to keep your shit
Or
tight and look.
yeah, you can, but most people would just rather go take a shot of Ozempic, go get a boob job, go get some fake shit shot in their butt, and go get, and you know what I'm
Man,
saying? Like,
yeah, you ain't
get all
lying.
the fillers shot up in their face to make it look chiseled and
Hmm.
make it look nice and all this. And it's like, nah, man, y'all are all losing.
Yep.
You
And that
think you're
and that's what's
winning,
wild
but you're
though, right?
losing.
Yeah,
And the amount of money that the sex industry makes, you know what I mean? You would think that they would have been done a lot of good around the world just to balance out all of the fucking
Well,
people,
that's the
all of the
same people
people
that
that
run the
they've preyed
banks and
on.
shit.
See, exactly. Then you get into that and you're like, well, damn, it's the same group of motherfuckers. That's why nothing changing.
Yep.
straight smut, straight
Yeah.
up
Right.
smut.
But it's just wild though to think like, oh, you know what I mean? You would think like if this a motherfucker made this amount of money off of fucking, sexual deviancies, you know what I'm saying? You don't think that, he would have be doing something more balanced with
Nah,
fucking
they want it.
funds,
They want that thing to be more deviant so they can make more money.
Hmm. And see,
Yep.
that's the type of dude that I am. I'm like, all right, you talking about you would have made $1 million stripping, and then you would have fucking moved somewhere, bought some land, and started a whole fucking business that does something like what we trying to do right now. Yep,
Right.
that's exactly what I would have did. You know what I mean? So it's like,
But see, to be in that, once again, you got to do certain things to be able to do that. See, some of these people got to be fucked up on all kind of shit to even be able to go in there
Oh,
and
you
do the
better
stuff that
believe
they're
it.
yeah,
doing to make that
Molly,
type of money.
nah,
Molly,
So
and
then they get
benzene.
hooked, and then it's just it's a cycle. You know what I mean? It's like anything else, man. It's just a
and
damn
maybe I would
cycle,
feel
bro.
differently if
You
I
can
was
see
a
it in
woman. If
you
I
can
was
see
a
it in their
woman, you know
eyes.
what I mean? So you're right. You know what I'm saying? But I might feel differently about that. Like I might feel completely
Because
differently about
men,
the
because
whole the
because
Like
whole
the
men,
opposite
sex.
of
male
what you are.
strippers,
Yeah.
hey, male strippers make good money too, but you got to dance for gay guys.
And you know what's so
And then it
crazy?
ain't even about dancing; it's about
Five, I'm
back to the
You
house with
talking
them.
5'38".
about a documentary, bro. You talking about
Fire
watching
38.
documentaries, nigga. I
That ain't
watched a
happening.
documentary of a straight dude who did gay porn.
Yeah, not happening.
Oh man, look, I used to
I
have a
was
Nothing
so
guy.
straight
interested.
about
I
that.
was so interested in finding out how this is even possible, right? You know what I'm
Impossible.
saying? Like, and I was like, no way. Like, I
Impossible.
didn't want to click it, but my curiosity made me fucking click it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I clicked that shit and I watched it and I was like, oh my God. And his wife was cool with it. And it's just, and
We
I was
got a
just
few
like,
more minutes, so we're gonna get
oh
cut
yeah,
off.
it's just crazy. It nuts type of
2:22.
situation. You're right. It goes deep. But that's what motherfuckers are doing because like you said, you ain't gonna get paid off of all that shit is slavery work. That's just sex slavery on some real
That's
shit.
all it is for real. And you basically depreciating your soul through that.
Yep.
Just
But
Yep,
lower.
yep.
like, but in this realm, there's sacrifices. So what you gonna sacrifice? You know what I mean? You gonna bust it right up, make it clap on camera for a couple 100,000 and bounce out the game, or what? You know what I mean? Like you gonna always sacrifice something. You playing football, you gonna sacrifice your body. You playing politics, you gonna sacrifice your spirit as well. No matter which of these games. So
Hey,
y'all got to know what the
I'll say
fuck is
this.
going on out here, y'all.
Them youngins down in Hampton, Virginia, these girls was paying for their college, and I couldn't do nothing but respect that. I was like, wow, y'all, hey, if that's how you gotta get it and how you live it, hey,
Yep.